For this one, you will need a strap, and preferably one that is the stretchy kind, and some kind of a block or a prop to put underneath your hands, and a wall to be at some point. All right. So lay down on your back. We'll get into some hamstring flossing first. Place your hands, clasp them behind the knee, and then pull the knee towards your chest. And from here, give a little resistance with your hand and straighten your leg. So you just begin to feel for the opening into the back of the leg. Have an active foot. Long, slow breaths, really feeling for what's happening in the leg, around the hip and glute. Do 10 to 15 on one side, and then 10 to 15 on the other side. And if you're feeling a little bit more open, you can straighten the bottom leg. And once you're done with both sides, grab your strap or bands, and then put the strap right around the ball of the foot. So not in the middle of the foot or the arch. Have it right on top of the ball. And then doing that same motion, just really feeling this coming from the entire leg, the activation really starting from the ball of the foot. Bend the knee in and then reach the leg up, pressing through the ball of the foot, toes spread. And this can be done lower down with more or less tension on the strap, or higher up. (10 to 15 in the middle, and then rotate the leg so it goes outwards, and do 10 to 15 presses into the band externally. And then go inside, crossbody, 10 to 15 presses. Finish up those 3, and then switch and do the other leg. 10 to 15 times, straight, outer, and then crossbody. Once you're done with those for both sides, then come on to hands and knees, turbo puppy. Have the knees a little bit further back, hips over the knees, and make sure your hands are at an angle in front of your shoulder, about shoulder width apart. Bend the elbows towards the mat. The elbows don't touch the mat, but they can be slightly off the mat to slightly bent. Just feel for what feels the best. Press hands down into the mat. Wrap shoulder blades towards armpits. Squeeze elbows in towards one another like you're squeezing a ball between them, and then relax the neck. Press the ground away so you really are lifting out of your shoulder joint, and you're feeling the space around the armpit muscles. Feel upper chest muscles turning on. If this feels okay and you want to go further, you can curl your back toes under and lift your knees up off the ground. Coming into turbo dog. Again, elbows stay bent, press the ground away, reach hips away, up towards ceiling. Being sure to keep elbows pulled in. Bring your knees down and come back into embryo and just breathe into mid-back. Inhale, come on up. And grab your strap and then lay down on your stomach. So this is going to get into some strength into the upper back as well as into shoulders. Have a really wide hold on the strap so your hands are wide enough. Lengthen tailbone down, activate the legs. Inhale, lift chest up. Hands lift up to the ceiling as much as you can. Exhale down. Lengthen tailbone, activate legs. Inhale, lift chest up, arms lift to the ceiling. Exhale down. Inhale, lengthen tailbone, lift up. Strap lifts to the ceiling as much as you can. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Lift strap to ceiling and now draw the strap down behind your head. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, lower down. Lengthen tailbone. Inhale, lift up. Strap to ceiling. Exhale, draw down behind the head. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower down. Lengthen tailbone down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, strap behind the head. Inhale, back up. Exhale, lower down. Do that a few more times if you'd like, or stop there, however your shoulders are feeling. And then come on up. And find your wall spot. And you'll need some kind of a prop for your hands. It could be a block, a weight, whatever you need. But have a wide stance. So you're in a straddle forward fold. Feet are pretty wide apart. And your sit bones need to be able to press into the wall. Your heels don't need to be directly at the wall, but sit bones need to be touching. Have your hands on the ground or on a prop that feels comfortable. So you should feel a stretch into the back of the legs, but you're not pushing to your extreme extent. Activate the feet, spread the toes, feel for the active front leg and the opening in the back of the leg. Press one hand down into your block, reach the other arm up to ceiling. So we're getting into some thoracic twists. Bring the hand down, press the hand into the ground or block, reach arm to ceiling. Bring the hand down, let the neck stay really relaxed. It can stay with your spine, but don't use your neck to twist. With each twist, feel for the sit bones pressing into the wall, feet active. Feel for more length in the back. And you might notice if one side feels tighter than the other. Just go to wherever works for you and then come back down. Just feel for increasing fluidity and mobility. Finish up, and then come down onto the mat, sitting on your right sit bone. Right leg is out at an angle, left leg is out at an angle. Both are at about 90 degrees. Bring your hands to either side of the right thigh. Press the right sit bone down into the floor and then lengthen through your spine. Activate both feet. Now, while this might be more of a pigeon and you might be feeling something in the front hip, the activity is going to happen back here. We're going to get into the external side of the hip. So press the back foot down into the floor and lift the back knee up. Really feel for the contracting in the outer side of the hip. Do that about 5 to 10 times. And then once you're done, pivot over to the other side. Check your legs, both legs at a right angle. Press down through your left sit bone. Hands are on either side of the thigh. Spine is long. Chest is up and forward. Then begin to start your lifts. Lifting the back knee up off the ground. Feeling for this external rotation through the hip. Long, slow breaths. And notice if you're lifting your hip up to try and externally rotate. Really feel like you're driving your hip down into the floor as you lift your knee up. Five to 10 on that side. And then come into pigeon. Left leg forward. Reach the back right leg way back. Activate your left foot, protecting your knee. And before we go down into pigeon, curl your back toes under. And then lift your back knee up off the ground. Reach your heel back. Take a few breaths here. Feel for reaching this hip forward. Bring the back knee down and then fold forward into your version of pigeon. On hands, on forearms, or lay all the way down. Stay there for as long as you need. It's a big muscle group, so you can do, 7 breaths to 12 breaths. Really letting the glute, the low back begin to let go. When you're done, move through down dog and switch to the other side. Bringing the right leg forward, activate the right foot. Reach the left leg way back. And if you feel any tension through the knee, or if it's just too intense with the right sit bone off the ground, you can always put some padding, a block or a roll underneath the sit bone. And then before we go down into the pigeon, curl back toes under. Lift back knee up off the ground. Exhale, reach the heel back as you draw the right hip slightly down and forward. Inhale, draw chest forward. Bring the back knee down and then fold down into your version of pigeon. Relax through the neck, jaw, and shoulders. Feel your breath move through mid-back, low back, to glute and outer hip. And give yourself 7 to 12 really good breaths. And when you're done, come on up. And just notice how you feel. Namaste, part 1.